Hi, everybody, and welcome to my breakdown, or whatever, reaction. I don't care what this is called. The Invitation, Nick Cannon featuring Prince Easy, Charlie Clips, Hitman, Holla, and the MVP himself, Suge Knight. Because, the dude caught him from prison and anything for this. My name is Holden Stephan Roy. This is just a random video because life sometimes can be golden. So, I'll catch y'all up to speed. Very recently, we covered the Fat Joe album, and you can check that out on this channel. Full album review. Broke it down. I was feeling a certain way, so I felt like I was being a bit of a... Well, I'm in this kind of a mood. So, I went in a little bit on Joe. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. It's just kind of how I felt. I was super honest. And on that came the Eminem part where, in my opinion, he did a very good job at, via excellent bars and wordplay, kind of surgically destroying Nick Cannon with a certain degree of nonchalance. Like, the part of it that made it dope is how little Eminem cared. It was just like, la-di-da-di-da, oh, and I'm accidentally dismembering Nick Cannon's entire credibility. And you can tell Nick felt a little bit of a way, because after going on wax saying Eminem's verse doesn't deserve a response, we get the Invitation. And I'm like, okay. It got sent to me by multiple people. It was like, yo, you got to check this out. Nick Cannon dropped the response. So I'm like, all right. Now, I'm not going to play this song. If you don't like that, well, go look up copyright laws and whatever. It's bad news bears to just play this song in 2019. What I will do is react to the lyrics and all the stuff that I thought was particularly fascinating. Because you got to keep in mind, these guys decided to take on Mr. Marshall Mathers in terms of like a response, like a rap response. Like what MGK did is respectable by comparison, in my opinion, to what we get here. So first of all, it starts off this little song and there's a phone call and it's Suge Knight. And you get like the prison thing, like this number will be monitored and recorded, and you're like, for real? And then Suge Knight. Now, my question to like the whole internet here is, who has Suge Knight's opinion on this? Like, do you guys just feel like Suge Knight is like the authority of lyricism and stuff? Like, yes, once upon a time, Death Row had its thing. And hell, I'm not even saying Suge Knight's like opinion doesn't like count for something or carry any weight. But like, in the Nick Cannon Eminem episode, Suge Knight, like, I was just flabbergasted. I think that's like 80% of the reason I'm making this video is so I could just, like, Suge Knight? Like, who has this freaking opinion? I just wanted to say that on camera a bunch. And, like, nobody at work would care. I work in an office place. Part of the reason this channel exists is because nobody I work with cares about this stuff. Nobody gets the significance. It's not like I can just be like, Suge Knight? To anybody else. So that's why you out here, YouTube peoples, and I really like you. Anyway, so he's like, check this out, Eminem, whatever your name is, right? Are you fucking kidding me, Suge Knight? You know, didn't Death Row work? And I might be wrong, but didn't Death Row figure out a deal with Eminem when Eminem produced one of Tupac's albums? Like, wouldn't he have had to have been involved in some way, Mr. Suge Knight? Anyway, whatever your name is, right? I guess he's just trying to be blatantly disrespectful, but it's just so goofy to hear him come in and start it off. You know, I don't ever do no talking. Okay, I guess. But Nick is family. This is your invitation. And I guess, like, Nick's trying to, like, get into a fight with him or like, get him on the show or get his attention. But, like, at the end of the day, what I think most people are most interested in would be, like, the rap battle side of it all. So this whole intro is just bonkers to me. Like, to prove to everybody else what you're about. Who the fuck doesn't know what Eminem's about? Like, there may be some criticisms to be made about Eminem, and I have made my fair share of them. But literally nobody needs to be proved that anything about Eminem. On the other hand, who the fuck is Suge Knight and Nick Cannon in 2019? Like, I found out Nick Cannon had a show recently. In fact, I didn't even realize him and Mariah weren't still a thing. Like, this, I learned a lot about Nick Cannon in the course of this beat for how irrelevant this dude is to everything. I guess it's the cat calling the cat pot calling the kettle black. Like, I'm an irrelevant fucking YouTuber with under 2,000 subs calling Nick Cannon irrelevant. But if we're commentating on like the bigger picture, I would say that by comparison, Nick Cannon and Eminem are in different universes altogether. And this is, as Nick Cannon's moves are as clout chasey as my moves covering this topic in a trendy, clout chasey kind of way. But I suppose I just had to go for it. Alright, so winner takes all, Eminem's a bitch. And they're like, alright, I guess we're gonna get like the illest fucking rap now, right? Like Suge Knight has come in and blatantly set up the situation. Everything's kind of whatever. And keep in mind, this is just the very beginning. We still got like a whole song. Don't worry, there's not a lot to talk about, in my opinion, once we really get into it. This is the most interesting part. And then he goes, Eminem's a bitch, and then some auto-tuned ass crap, and I think it's Hitman Holla. And he's like, hundreds everywhere, now it's money on the bed. I can say I love it, but it's hard to understand. I'm like, what? This is nothing, this is some crap. Like, listen. If this track was like a pop song or like out there, I'd have a completely different appreciation towards what's going on here. But I just want the real, baby. You can have my last. You know, if you go out, baby, ain't no coming back. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking to? This is some weak ass, singy ass crap. Bad chorus. It's just ill-suited for the following the words of Mr. Suge Knight, Eminem's a bitch. Just a wonky situation. Then Nick Cannon comes in. Ain't no coming back, that's a fat, this the invitation. Told Joe to lean back, don't get hit with this retaliation. That's a little clever. I'll have to give Nick Cannon a point. It's not super clever. I just wanted to give him the point because Joe wrote lean back, and that was cool, so he's not going to get hit. Basic. I fuck with crack, but the white boy, he fuck with crack. Pills smack shit, he about to relapse. I'm like, I don't really see that in Marshall. I'm like if you're being critical about the situation with a little bit of objectivity and stuff, you're not really going, yeah, Eminem looks like he's on the verge of a relapse over Nick Cannon. That was some cheap, just kind of like lame bars, in my opinion. That's lame. Call Kim, somebody get Haley. Ah, that's how you're going to get Eminem to respond, right? You're going to bring up Haley because you know that will trigger him. Ooh, clever Nick Cannon over here. And that other kid you were raising that ain't even your baby. I'm like, dude, that makes Eminem look cool to me. Like, he took up and stepped up and helped out a kid that wasn't even his due to circumstances. Like, kudos, Eminem. Nick Cannon, you're a dick. Took a page out the Drake book. This might get a Grammy. Yeah, okay. Not at all. Not at all. Like, literally, Nick Cannon's verse is acceptable, and it really fucking goes downhill. So, like, this is an Eminem diss, right? This is like, yes, MGK was like, your beard is weird, but, like, he still came in with some shit and brought up some valid points. This is lame. We going back to back till you respond on the family. I hope you do, Nick Cannon. I hope you get Suge Knight on every fucking one of them. I want this to go on. I want to just talk. I just want this to keep happening. Because, Eminem responded in a tweet, Eminem actually responded to this shit. Anyway, we'll get there. My baby mama killed you off a decade ago. What? For real? Like, Mariah Carey killed him off a decade ago? With obsession? That's weird. That's a weird statement to make with no empirical evidence to back it up by any statement. See, that's the problem when you make a diss. You should probably back it up with some, like, empirical something to make it a little more solid. I digress. I still crying about it, bitch, but you really the hoe? Fine. Basic ass shit. I called Joe to set you up and you fell for the job. You know what? That's an interesting point. So I wonder if that has some truth in it, right? Like, because there is a degree of this shit feels a little orchestrated to me going on. Now, I'm not really one to jump down the conspiracy theory rabbit hole too seriously, because every time I do, I'm wrong. But, like, the other end of it is, it's a little convenient that this whole thing's ready to go with Suge Knight and everything, like, the day after or 2 days after the fucking Fat Joe album drops. Or imagine, like, on the background, Nick Cannon paid Fat Joe to feature Eminem just to come through with this, just so he could say, Slim won't show up for the video because he terrified of my squad. That is a bad Terror Squad pun. It's just a bad Terror Squad pun in my opinion. I heard your chauffeur got a video of you sucking a cock. You paid him off, then laid him off. Now who really the op? I mean, there are rumors that Eminem does like to suck cock out there. There is that interview where it flat out looks like he's saying he's like admitting to blowing Dr. Dre, and then Dre looks like he's gonna fucking kill him. Now, I'm not saying that's what Eminem was gonna say. I'm saying it absolutely looks like he's confessing to sucking off Dre's dick right there on a camera at that one time, but he may have just been high on some shit. But then again, these boys like to do a lot of MDMA. Now, my little experience with MDMA, there was the rule that boys don't touch boys because maybe they're going to like it a little bit too much in general. Now, in 2019, I'm not saying nothing bad about that. I'm saying Eminem did a lot of Molly once upon a time, well, some ecstasy. So, it's not implausible. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, Suge called me the new Pac. Who the fuck cares what Suge thinks? Didn't like Death Row fall to shit after and literally go defunct, and now a toy company, Hasbro, owns Death Row, okay? Technically speaking, Hasbro owns Tupac masters that you've never heard. That's like fucking wonky, but that's some real shit. Nobody cares if Suge Knight gives anybody anything. That guy got so salty over a movie he hit a dude with a car. That's some salty. Now, maybe I should fear for my life here. Like, maybe Suge will send somebody out to the 514 to assassinate me. Maybe I shouldn't have given up my area code. I just blanked for a second. I digress. I ain't no killer, but don't push me. Yeah, sure. How the fuck y'all got me battling Elvis Pusley? You've been trying to battle him for a decade. It's called clout chasing. That's how come, because you know this is gonna get people like me to make videos on people like you, and you get more views, and Nick Cannon becomes relevant, and hopefully behind that suit gains some subscribers. That's like the game here. And then the chorus is crap, and then Hitman Holla does a verse. This gotta be karma because he shit out of luck. Eminem the perfect name because this person a nut. I'm like, yes, there are M&Ms with nuts in them, but like inherently an M&M is a chocolate covered thing, like without nuts, and there are just versions of it with nuts, making this trash bar. Used to beef with Nickelodeon Nick. He called Hit, and I'm like, who the fuck is Nickelodeon Nick? Maybe this is a real thing. There is literally Mr. Kitchen Sink himself on Genius annotating this line, so maybe by the end of this video, we'll get to see what that dude says about this bar, because I don't know what it is. And I come with the mop and get on my custodian shit, and I'm like, that's okay. Like, bada boom, dotted beam, llama sing, got spaz, put Eminem in a bag, it's Halloween. This ain't an 8 Mile battle, man. I'll do you awful. My competition in the target, I think it's Marshall. Holla. I mean, I just don't think anyone's impressed that a lot of gangsters are like, and I don't mean this like to piss off gangsters out there, but like, this just sounds like a bunch of dudes that might actually pull a trigger, getting butthurt and being like, ooh, we gonna threaten Eminem. But like, there's no conceivable fucking universe where these guys can touch Eminem. Like, there's just none. Okay, like, why would Eminem show up to this invitation without bigger and better guns than you? Like, I'm just confused. Like, Eminem's worth 9 figures and shit. Like, that's so weird. This is weird. This is like, what do these guys hope to accomplish puffing their chest up and threatening Eminem over the internet? Like a bunch of fucking weak-ass people. And I know that sounds kind of whack, but this is like in the movie Bodied, when everything just looks corny and you everything just, you know, like if you ever watch Bodied, that's an Eminem produced movie, see? Anyway, then Charlie Clips does the chorus of it, or maybe Nick Cannon did the chorus the first time. I don't fucking care. The chorus is garbage. Come on, Nick, that's Marshall. You don't need help. Wait, is that like a pun on something? Or if it's literally being like, yo, that's Marshall Mathers. You don't need help, Nick. You can destroy Eminem. But here we are, 3 of us on this track, plus Suge Knight. 3 rappers, plus Suge Knight, all came as the cavalry to back up Nick Cannon. But no, Nick Cannon don't need no help. Person, you a dick, you a rider, no safety, fuck a seatbelt. What, is he out of mind? I got a Glock. What? This is like, Like, is this like Nick Cannon is actually on this level of I want to physically fight you, Eminem? And Eminem is just like, I'm a fucking rapper, dog. Like, didn't you listen to like Toy Soldiers and all those other songs where I'm like, we should move past this petty bullshit? And like, it's one thing to diss each other in rhymes, but like, are these dudes like, is that the goal here, to threaten Eminem and use Suge Knight as like a legitimately threatening thing? That's a weird response to a rap verse. You got a Glock and don't Eminem belong on the side of a 9? That's crazy, man. You act like Nick hurt in your dreams. You and Eminem, and you mad a star burst on the scene. Ha ha. You get that? Literally, that's the ad lib. Yes, because Eminem is one kind of candy, and Starburst, being a Starburst candy, also a star like Nick Cannon or Charlie Clips, who I've literally never heard of, burst on the scene. Damn. You know what I found out? Nick Cannon was in Drumline. I like Drumline. That's a really good movie. That dude is threatening Eminem right now, is what is actually happening. The guy from Drumline is threatening Eminem using a bunch of goons to add weight in a rap song. This may be a terrible video that you're watching. I'm just perplexed and bamboozled like a motherfucker up in here. Let me find you still in that trailer park. This is how we do. Why would he be in the fucking trailer park? He's got an elevator in his house. He's told us that for like 3 fucking albums. This is how we do. Run up and shoot the trailer. He's in a... actually, run up and shoot the trailer. This the preview. That might be the first really good bar from one of the friends. I like that one. That one's pretty cool because he's shooting the trailer like... But it's also like with the camera and stuff. So, okay. Clips. Fuck out of here. It was not that. That was one bar I kind of felt was okay. But then you go back to the part where Eminem's got an elevator in a house, meaning he's probably in a gated community, meaning Charlie Clips is probably not clipping him. That's all I'm saying. Prince Easy looked like such a fucking doofus in the video with his crap ass doofus looking dances. I mean, again, this is a song against fucking Eminem. Don't look like doofuses. He ain't really for the culture. Fucked his baby mama in a choker. Picked her up like a chauffeur. On that Twitter wall like a poster. All that's garbage. Like, that is some pretty... Like, he ain't really for the culture. Substantiate that shit. Eminem, love him or hate him, whatever Lord Jamar might say, has a career proving an adherence and love for the culture. Like, just like that verse on Till I Collapse, where he proceeds to list some extremely powerful influences. And he's honestly gone out of his way. Like, even on that Nicki Minaj song Majesty, he like shouts out Souls of Mischief just to like let people know to go check out the old school culture. So fuck out of here. There's no what's this for the culture on that Twitter wall like a poster. Okay. Eminem barely fucking tweets, and I don't get this. Maybe I'm missing a point. Maybe he is fucking her on Twitter like a... Anyway, on Phonem, she'll get cracked like cocaine mixed with soda. Sure. When I take her soul, if the bitch die, I'm a still eater. I'm a vulture. Why Mariah name in your mouth? You 47 chasing clout? Like, hold up. Eminem has explained why people's names are in his mouth. Plus, Eminem's also okay with admitting it was a turbulent time and he just coped with his music the way he does. Why is Kim's name in his mouth? Like, what kind of crap? Anyway, Obsessed came out on Night and you just putting some out? I mean, he literally dropped, like, fucking a song right after Obsessed came out. Like, he has addressed this on multiple times. Like, this is not just, like, random. Like, he has fucking dissed Nick Cannon back then and then just brought it up now. Anyway, unless I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, y'all can correct me in the comments. But this is garbage. Because Marshall think he ape, but a white boy with a backpack. I do this shit for real, people. It's not the white boys trying to act black. On God. Who the fuck thinks Eminem's trying to act black at this point? Like, that's just, like, this is, what, oh, because we rap? Hold up. I rap, guys. I'm just letting you know. It's on Spotify and shit. You can check that shit out. This motherfucker's assuming I'm trying to act black now because I rap? Is that the criteria? Or is it because he grew up in an environment? Like, listen, I went to a black high school personally. And when I left that black high school, my accent sounded like the environment I was in. So I came off wiggerish to some people. It really wasn't trying to like I'm just confused. Like this just is some level of ignorance that just sounds stupid to me. Maybe I just went off on a tangent. Maybe that whole point went nowhere. Maybe it is perceived as acting black. I'm just saying Eminem never sounded whiter than he does recently. Then we get Suge Knight again because of course we do. It's time to sick that old Buster ass motherfucker. Okay. But the shit, you gotta realize you run that shit out here, there, man. And at the end of the day, you got every person in the industry and every person in the streets. Shit, where he gonna go? He just the new Vanilla Ice. So Suge bringing up Vanilla Ice is a fascinating point only because of the story where Suge Knight essentially stole the rights to Ice Ice Baby or whatever it was about holding Vanilla Ice over a balcony and shit. So it's kind of a direct threat at Eminem. It's a subliminal, as they will, while making the little reference, and that's actually kind of the dopest thing Suge Knight says as far as it goes. But like Eminem is like big enough to get like Beyonce to show up for a song. Like I don't think Suge Knight realizes the level of royalty that is Marshall Mathers in the music industry. Like Eminem can just take a shit on Jimmy Iovine's face and come into work the next day. Suge Knight's in jail for life, as I understand it. I'm not saying you can't do stuff from there, but like perspectives and all, because it's a matter of time before you're hanging, right? And that's powerful, right? Because Suge Knight's following up with the fucking hanging or whatever. That's, again, a threat. Eminem's a bitch for bringing bullshit up that's not true. Say some shit that when shit get a little hot, everybody want to fall back or they want to run around with all these police. You know, that ain't part. You're going to be a rapper. Anytime you're a rapper, you shouldn't have a whole bunch of police badges around you. Anytime you're a rapper, you're supposed to be able to meet up with motherfuckers and handle your business. All we got to do is get that motherfucker in the ring with you and you're going to beat the dog shit out of him. That motherfucking simple. Wait, what? So if you're a rapper, a dude who flows words and poetry over beats and shit and constructs flows, if you're a rapper, the job is to get in the ring and fight with fists. If you're a wordsmith, you need to resolve the beat with violence. Maybe I'm a Canadian liberal, and this is a little hard for me to process, but this is some stupid ass ignorant bullshit. This is some okay boomer ass. I am very happy Suge Knight sounds this dumb to me because I don't often find shit funny, but I actually laughed the first time I heard it for how ridiculous and stupid and just detrimental Suge Knight sounds like a fucking moron. Anyway, I hope I didn't piss off somebody out there. That motherfucking simple. Nick Cannon is a force in itself. I don't think Nick Cannon has ever managed to pop off. Like, he's just tried forever and he never turned into a force. Do you have a proper time for a conversation? Y'all got the same energy for doing stuff for people. Like, what? What is this, like a little like caveat? If y'all want to, instead of fighting, lay it down and unite, come on his show, lay it all down, dodge this gangster threat violence, then is that the whole point of this? He not scared to do stuff for the people, so this dude want a real target on his back, that's on him. But don't talk no shit and go hide. And you know what you call a man that ain't gonna stand up and fight? He's a bitch. I'm gonna say I don't agree with that. I'm gonna say a man who doesn't fight to like protect like his family or something, maybe. A man who has somebody in his face, you could maybe argue it, but I'd call Eminem a bitch for answering Suge Knight, because then he's just taking the bait on clear crap. Like, it's almost like Suge Knight tries so hard to be an alpha male, he just really is beta. Like, he's so, I don't, you know what, he could kick the shit out of me. He could fucking literally physically kill me, but I doubt he could make me respect him. That's where I'm at with this. You should tell the motherfuckers in Detroit he got 24 hours to respond and they need to kick his ass out that motherfucking city. Okay. Does Suge Knight have this power? Like, am I going to get like a knock on my door? And I'm just wondering, am I going too far with this? I don't know. At a certain point, I realized talking shit on the internet, maybe I'm going to piss somebody off. But that's okay. That's what this video was. This song is an absolute 1 on 5. It is just trash. Why? Because any redeeming qualities it has beat, whatever, are just gone when you realize this is meant to be like a diss against Eminem. So fuck it, this is garbage. This was an amazing video. This is one of my favorite videos to make, because sometimes I just feel like I need to get some negative energy out, and Suge Knight made me feel that way. So thank y'all for watching. This is just random. Let me know if this kind of tone or style is interesting to you. They say you're supposed to pivot your content in your like 3rd year or you die as a creator or so. Here I am trying out some new shit. Let me know what you think. Hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel for more content, usually full album reviews. Special thanks to the patrons is Milk and Dempsey, Chris Prado, Jonathan Barnes, DJ Black, Hurricane, Lindell Williams, Cody Sparks, and Scribble. They're dope. Helped us get a new camera. Helped us get this on Spotify. Everywhere else is going to appear. And they're amazing. And it really motivates us a lot. So even if everyone else hates us, go patrons. I also make music. I can't claim to be great or anything because I don't want to come off like I'm dope. I just want y'all to check it out. Let me know what you think. Did this arrogant sounding motherfucker have some game or not? Anyway, I'm in one of those moods. Thank y'all. Have a great night. Live long and prosper, everybody.